Honestly, I don't even mind that it is against the Winnipeg Jets. I would just like us to be able to win one challenge over the course of the entire season. Good morning, afternoon, and evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zachary Nolan. Carter Nolan is behind the camera.
Once again.
Yeah, we told you we'd get this out in a couple days, and it did take us a couple days since we did play against the Montreal Canadiens yesterday. It took us a little longer to get this done. However, with the playoffs coming up, there will definitely be more controversial goals or non-goal calls to make, so there'll be a lot for us to cover in the upcoming weeks, which I'm happy for. So, let's get this over with. Jets are up 4-2 on the Ottawa Senators. 6 minutes left. Sens on the power play. Brady Tkachuk is right there beside the net. He'll be the most important player here. Jets are going to win this game 4-3. Important to note. Puck is up in the air right now. Important to notice, Hellebuyck is looking at an upward angle with his helmet, so we already know that the play is above his head level. His head, by the way, because he's a little taller than his knees are bent, so we know that the puck is way above there, above the crossbar. And we know that Hellebuyck's looking above it, which he's higher than the crossbar. So keep looking. The puck gets a lot closer. It's trying to send you incline. You're seeing Brady Tkachuk make eye contact with it too, as well as Hellebuyck. Just move it here. Gets a little closer, closer. Now we see Brady Tkachuk as the puck begins to fall. Now this is a bad angle because it is from a diagonally above angle. But we see Brady Tkachuk begin to angle his stick towards it and bat towards it. Hellebuyck is still looking slightly up. Hellebuyck looks like he's looking at it straight on. Brady Tkachuk swings at it, knocks it, and it goes in the back of that. And the goal, the call on ice is a goal! So we know now what has to happen. We need conclusive evidence that it is not the case. So, this angle was meaningless. I just showed you one of the angles they had. They have this angle. Now, this angle is pretty much the zoomed-in angle of what we just showed you, but it's important to note that if the NHL is looking at this angle, this is the worst angle they could possibly be looking at. Because when you're looking at rulings on high stick plays, the important thing to note for this, for a missed high sticking penalty, if it is batted, or not penalty, but a missed high sticking face-off, the puck has to be batted in over the crossbar. If the puck is over the crossbar when it is hit out of the air, that is an automatic high sticking call, which would mean that there's a face-off outside of the zone. That's about one of two ways that the play can be called down. Otherwise, if there's a missed high sticking call, like what got initiated in the Outdoor Winter Classic game between the Jets and the Flames, that can be for a play that should have been blown dead. It's a little different, but I'm just telling you. Also, that was a Matthew Tkachuk, so kind of funny. But anyway, let's move forward. This is the best angle. So this is tough to see, tough to examine how it works in terms of height, because this is through the camera hole in the glass. So the glass has a little camera hole right there on both sides, I believe, or one side. And actually, if it had it on the other side, it'd be a lot more helpful. Now, we don't know if it's slightly lower than the crossbar, slightly above the crossbar, but it looks like this. So, here's Brady Tkachuk's stick. This is the only thing we need to watch. Right now, his stick is about in line with the crossbar, but everything above the heel is above it. Now, this is where it gets interesting. He's looking like, we can't really find the puck in this whole cloud, but we can see that Brady Tkachuk's stick is above the crossbar. Now we look here, honestly, I had to slow this down to 0.25% of a second, and this was already a slowed down play. So the stick right now is just a blur, but he's actually winding up and actually above it. Now, this is mid-swing, so you can see a blur here, which I'm thinking is Brady Tkachuk's stick, or it's right here. Now, he's got his hands like this, which means this bottom hand has to be lower on him. Means it has to be like this rather than like this. Because the lower your hand is on the handle of your stick, the higher means it could also mean is where the other stick is. Because you can tell that his stick is like this instead of like this. So he's holding it like this, meaning that the heel and toe of his stick has to be above his hand. His hand is just below the crossbar now.
The lowest point of the stick.
Yes. Is just below.
So you know the rest of it has to be above.
Now they're swinging, and this is interesting because Hellebucky's looking forward, and this is what I'm wondering, what might have confused it, because they reviewed this and deemed that this was not a high-sticking call. And a lot of people around the league are like, what? How is that? It's worth noting now his stick is below the crossbar. However, this is the follow-through. And also, Hellebuck is looking forwards. Sanford is looking here, which indicates that the puck has already been made contact with Brady Tkachuk's stick. He's hitting it, however, he might not get all of it, so the puck is actually traveling behind his stick. We see it still swinging like this. So, here's the thing. He chops like this, but the thing is he never really lowers it until he's already in the follow-through position. I just can't understand how you think... Like, also, too, it would have been great if they had another side camera angle to this. But if they just asked the referee, it's easy for him to say that he thought it was under the crossbar because a referee is taller than the height of the net. So he's not looking at it at an exact perfect angle view of the x-axis, so to speak, or y-axis. He's looking at it slightly inverted. He's looking at a downward slight motion. And Brady Tkachuk's pretty tall. Again, I really think this is no goal because at the end of the day, there's no point where his stick is below the crossbar until halfway on the follow-through attempt. And even then, if he's already made contact with it above the crossbar, it's a no goal. So at the end of the day, I'd call it no goal. But honestly, well, hell. Let us know your thoughts on this. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Connor, the old Svechnikov for Connor, and score! Pierre Luc